Hi, Jules here for Talk to Me Tuesday on Tuesday, April 23rd. I think today is actually my niece Sarah's birthday. I don't know if she watches these, but if she does, happy birthday, Sarah. You will see behind you no dinosaurs. That is because I got sort of distracted. Squirrel. I was looking for something to put the dinosaurs with, digging through my Linus fabric stash, and I found what had been like remnants of different panels. The roosters here. The turkeys were like, I think the panel was originally intended to be a tablecloth, maybe. And this is what was left, because there was a pretty broad swath of this background fabric, which is sort of just leaves, tonal leaves, between the two turkeys, and the turkeys were facing opposite directions. So, like one standing up on this side and one standing up on this side, one facing that way, one facing that way. So, I'm thinking tablecloth is what it was intended for. Not really sure. All I know is I managed to get 2 turkeys. These were all from different fabrics. These random like farm fabrics. This chicken or rooster, rooster? I guess technically they're all chickens. And farms. And then there's one little 3.5-inch chicken. This is a hen, because it's sitting on a nest. I'm assuming it's a hen. Not really my forte. But, yeah, so I decided those, I mean, they were like, you could tell there a bunch things had been fussy cut out of the fabric, and there was very little left. It was all jaggedy, and so I squared them up as best I squared them up, but they came out to different sizes. So I have like an 8.5-inch, a 10.5-inch, 14-inch. So I cut the turkeys to 14-inch also, here and here. And then the farm was really fussy cut up. So what I did with it was just get, you know, from the various sections that were left, get some squares cut out of there in various sizes. I may or may not use all the farm fabric in this, but whatever I don't use will go in the back, because this is all going away. So the other thing I did was go through more of my Linus stash, and so here is, I got my, where are you? There's the camera. I got my Accu quilt out. This was the middle fabric between the turkeys. So I cut a bunch of 2.5-inch strips of that. This was on one of the rooster panels, I think. The rooster one right here. Or possibly this one, actually. So I managed to get a couple of strips out of that. And then I found some other coordinating fabric that I had already put away from Linus. That I thought went really well, this right here. Anyway, I just cut a bunch of strips. So I have a bunch of strips to use for sashing. I have a bunch of strips to use for borders. And I have a bunch of strips to use for binding. So I'm just about ready to put all this together. I even managed to cut some strips out of the, I was going to use some of these for some of the sashing to build the blocks up bigger. This is some of the farm fabric, what was left. That was too small to cut a big square out of. And some of the turkey fabric, I just cut up into more strips, because strips, right? So I felt like it needed some additional oomph. So I was throwing ideas around with Jennifer, and she's like, you know, I have some chicken patterns on Sew Hooked. And I was like, yes, you do. So she resized them to 10.5 for me. So that should balance out the difference between the really big blocks and the smaller blocks. And I haven't decided if I'm going to have like one row of 14-inch blocks and then the rest at like, say, 12.5 or something like that. I haven't decided yet. Hopefully, this time next week, you'll be seeing a completed top. That's my plan. So I did piece, she resized them for me. This is Cat's Rooster. Cat is one of our Australian TTMTers. She hasn't made a video in a really long time because her house is full of children. And she works full time. So she's a super busy lady, and she hasn't had time to do a video in a long time, but we miss her. This would be a great month to see a quick video from you, Cat, even if you just say hi. But anyway, this was her pattern, Cat's Rooster is what it was called. And, or Cat's Chicken, I can't remember. So I got that done super fast, super easy. I had this fabric that I think was intended to, I was going to use for fur. I decided it would work just as well for feathers. Doesn't really look like feathers, but I don't care. You can still tell it's a freaking chicken, all right? The other one I'm doing is Jennifer's sitting hen. And I'm like this close to finishing, but I didn't get it done last night, unfortunately. I have like 2 more seams to finish that block up, and then it will go up on the board, and then we'll start laying everything out. That's all. You know, I started out really good last week, but now I'm behind on your videos again, so I got to get caught up. I look forward to seeing what you're all up to. I hope you all have a crafty week, and I will see you next week. Bye!